welcome to this video, which is being recorded literally seconds after the last one that went up a few hours ago. From the time this is being uploaded, you know what I mean. Yeah, we gotta talk about what's going on with book 4. Now, I know I said that book 4, it's a good thing that I wasn't really writing book 4, because I can't share a whole lot about book 4 without book 3 being out for at least a little bit, for those that feel like they want to read it and go to read it. But let me just put things into perspective here. I have decided that I'm taking a break from editing. I finished a round of editing for book 3, and so I started reading book 4 again. I've written 4 chapters already, and it's only been like half a week. It's been about 4 days since I started doing that, and oh my god, so much has happened. Now, something I can share, because I think this was going to be an obvious point, is that Ash does survive to the end of book 3. She's a little weaker, but it's fine. So she has to... Book 4 is entirely about getting the kings and queens of the 12 kingdoms all involved into this conflict, instead of it just being with the princes and princesses. The kings and queens have stayed out of it because of fear, because of the peace accords and how they are laid out, as well as royal law. Now, Ash is seeking help throughout this through a good chunk of this 4th book. I say this because I'm like 40,000 words in, and not even close to being halfway through all of those kingdoms that I have to get them through. Like, I'm trying to do it as quick as possible without making it too quick. Of course, going to Aikadel was really, really, really quick, and I'm sorry. I might find a way to slow it down, but not right now. Because the funny thing is, this book is going to be real long. Because I'm trying to end the series in this book, and so it's got to get through these 3 stages. First stage, getting allies. 9 kingdoms to go to, convince or not convince, and run away. So there's still so much going on with that. So that's phase 1 of this book. Phase 2 is planning and executing the final battle. Phase 3 is the final battle, as well as the little chunk of the end of this book, where I tie everything up into a neat little bow. I kind of messed myself up with this book, because the reason it's so long, and the reason I'm literally just dying because of what I have to do, is this book has Ash's POV, it has Korra's POV, it has Aaron's POV, then it's got Caleb, and it has Jadzia. Now, Jadzia might seem a little out of place, but I've kept her to the sidelines for the first 3 books for a reason. She's kind of the hidden antagonist. I I'm pretty sure I've mentioned I was stupid when I wrote Princess of Lightning and Prophecy, because you know what? I made two antagonists. I didn't realize I made two antagonists until I was almost done with the second book, and then I was like, oh shit, I made two antagonists by accident. Because by the time I was finishing the second book, I had finished editing the first quite often, and I had made Jadzia into a serious antagonist because her family triggered the curse or prophecy or whatever you want to call it on Ash's family. Her family did that. It's a blood feud. Now, I've made it so it makes sense as to why she's been off to the side and that she doesn't really participate in making the curse come true. There's a whole lot of explanation and exposition there that I'm not going to go into right now because you can find that out when you read the book because it's a lot. So I'm writing from my antagonist, both of my antagonists' point of view, and three of my protagonists, three of my ensemble of the good side point of view. And for a lot of the book, for a lot of like the first phase, Aaron and Cora's POVs might seem a little pointless. Cora's less so, because she gets separated from Ash quite a lot. Aaron's will seem pointless, but it's gonna have its moments. And I'm gonna try and mitigate how little I use his POV. Because he's kind of like never separated from Ash in this book, unlike the other books in which they were constantly separated. So, I'm so good to my character. Anyways, so yeah, there's a lot going on. There's so much going on in this book. Like I can't even address it. I don't think I've ever really struggled with pacing issues until this book, because there's a lot that has to happen and a lot that I actually do need to show, because it adds things to the book that's really necessary. It's all very necessary, trust me. So yeah, pacing's a huge problem with this book, and I'm scared of making it go by too fast. Pacing's gonna be a huge problem. You know how I said these books keep getting longer? I said that in a video in the past. Let me just preface this. Book 1 was under 90k words. Book 2 was around 120, 125. Book 3? Currently 133,000 words. I'm scared to edit it again because it'll probably just get longer even though I take things out. I don't know how when I'm taking things out, it gets longer. Don't ask me. And book 4, I'm already at 40,000 words, and I'm not even close to being a third of the way. Help. Help. It's, oh my god. Also, the amount of chapters in book 4 is going to be a lot. Like, a lot. Like, too many, almost, because I switch POV with chapters. So there's going to be more shorter chapters in this book because of how things go. Which is probably going to mess with my chapter titles. But you know what? That's a future me problem for about a year from now. Yeah, that's a later me problem. Everything else that I am having issues with writing book 4, I cannot actually talk about because it's huge spoilers for book 3. Why do I write books that contain huge spoilers for the book before it, because certain people might die, certain people I haven't mentioned, but you never know who it is because I have a huge cast of characters. So, joke's on you. You'll never know who it is. Especially since I do actually change the POVs of each book with each book because of how the story needs to be told. Oh, one last thing before we end this video. I am an absolute genius. I realize this. I was looking back at Princess of Lightning and Prophecy, something I haven't done in a few years, and I was reading my prologue. And you know what? I wrote that prologue without realizing that I would have a character that prologue narrator could be from. I'm not going to say who it is, but I am going to say that you've already met them in book 2. I already met them in book 2. They come back at the end of book 3, and they're a pretty strong, prominent source of, I'd say, information in book 4. And honestly, I didn't know I was going to create this character when I wrote book 1, but now that I have, it's so good. When I'm a genius. That's all it is I'm a genius because I foreshadowed something I didn't even know I was going to foreshadow. Like who am I? This is smart beyond what I've ever done. This is cleverness beyond anything I've ever done. And it is amazing. But yeah. It honestly, I love seeing these little things that I didn't know were gonna happen, but somehow I created something that would happen. So you can brainstorm about who it is that you met in book 2 that is that narrator. You might be able to figure it out pretty quickly. Anyways, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you want to see more content from me, hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you get notified when I post a new video, because we all know how great I am at that. I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!